We have some news just coming in. Let's go straight to developments of the Vice President of India receiving a phone call from Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He expressed great pain over the abject theatrics of some honourable MPs, and that too in the sacred Parliament complex yesterday. He's tweeting about it. He told me that he has been at the receiving end of such insults for 20 years and counting, but the fact that it could happen to a constitutional office like that of the Vice President of India, and that too in Parliament, was rather unfortunate, is what Vice President and Chairperson of Rajya Sabha Jagdeep Dhankhar has tweeted. In fact, he's also gone on to say that I told him, which means the Vice President told the Prime Minister, that the antics of a few won't prevent me from performing my duty and upholding the principles enshrined in our Constitution. I am committed to those values from the bottom of my heart, and none of the insults will make me change my path, is what has been said by Vice President of India, Jagdeep Dhankhar. The Prime Minister has phoned the Vice President, the Rajya Sabha Chairperson, Jagdeep Dhankhar, talking about the fact and expressing pain over the theatrics of honourable MPs. That's what the Vice President has tweeted about, informing that he's had a chat with the Prime Minister about this. He told me that he has been at the receiving end of these insults for 20 years now and counting, but the fact that it could happen to the constitutional office like the Vice President was rather unfortunate. Piyush Mishra is getting asked more details on that story. Piyush, in fact, the Vice President talking about it the second time now. He spoke about it yesterday as well, but the big development here is that the Prime Minister has taken note, not just that, reached out to the Vice President, also asking him not to be disheartened by what happened in Parliament yesterday, isn't it?
Well, absolutely, Sneha, that is what we are hearing, that Prime Minister has spoken to Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar. He dialed him and told him that Prime Minister himself has been facing such attacks for the last more than 20 years and counting. But that can happen to a person sitting on a constitutional post is really unfortunate. To which the Vice President has told to Prime Minister that all these things does not deter him from doing his job. So yesterday when we saw that those visuals which came out from inside the Parliament, after that massive war works had begun between opposition and BJP, but Prime Minister is now intervening in this, and Prime Minister has spoken to Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar and told him not to get disheartened and not feel bad about the fact. In fact, Prime Minister has also added one important thing, that he himself has been facing such attacks for the last more than 20 years, and one should not get disheartened out of this. To which the Vice President and Rajya Sabha Chairman Jagdeep Dhankhar has also said that all these things are not going to stop him from doing his duty. Remember that yesterday when the pictures came out of Kalyan Banerjee of Trinamool Congress mimicking Vice President and Rahul Gandhi, making video out of it, Jagdeep Dhankhar had expressed anguish there on the floor of the House, there at the chair, where he told to parliamentarians that better sense may prevail to parliamentarians and they must think before committing such acts. Now we'll have to see how the opposition is going to react, but certainly the kind of act which was done by opposition parliamentarians was not in good taste. It was not received well by few other opposition leaders. In fact, BJP has been asking questions from the top leaders of Congress party, including Rahul Gandhi, and more so because Rahul Gandhi himself was present there and he was seen making video of mimicry which was being done by Trinamool Congress MP Kalyan Banerjee.
How do you see things moving forward, Piyush, from here on? How will things move forward, given that the logjam continues in Parliament, the winter session is almost drawing to a close? Then we've seen this sort of an equation really between the opposition and the Treasury benches, just no working relationship in the last few days or so. What do we expect? This to be a washout once again?
Well, certainly we can expect a washout once again. but the government is trying to send out a clear message that it is there for the business, and that is what the government is also seems to be doing. Remember that 141 MPs have been suspended in just one session. Opposition had been demanding answers from Prime Minister and Home Minister Amit Shah on Parliament security breach. To which the government has made it very clear that Rajnath Singh has already responded to that, and the entire thing comes under the purview of Lok Sabha Speaker. In fact, Lok Sabha Speaker has also ordered an inquiry into the entire case, and the investigations are going on. But opposition is relentlessly asking a statement from Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah on the entire case. But we also saw as to how Lok Sabha Speaker, while suspending the parliamentarians, had made it very clear that there is no relation between the Parliament security breach incident and suspension of the opposition parliamentarians. There are important legislations, those needs to be discussed. One is about telecommunication bill, another is about the amendments in CRPC, IPC and Evidence Act, and there are other legislations also, those needs to be discussed. But because of the continuous uproar and the kind of chaos which is being witnessed there on the floor of the House, the normal business is affecting, and that is what the government was concerned about. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi had moved a motion to suspend all these MPs. In fact, after the suspension, India Alliance leaders have also decided to go on a mass protest across the country on Friday. We'll have to see how things are further going to move from this point, because the two-third majority, opposition has lost two-third majority from Lok Sabha. From 143 tally, it has now come down to 38 tally, which is telling us as to how there are only few members of opposition. Those are there in Lok Sabha and also in Rajya Sabha. Total 141 parliamentarians have been suspended in just one session. Yesterday, 49 MPs from Lok Sabha were suspended. Day before yesterday, 78 were suspended, and earlier 14 were suspended. So in total, 141 have been suspended, and the opposition and the government continues to be at loggerheads. We'll have to see what will be the solution of this. But the government is of the view that it wants normal business to take place. It wants discussions on the bill. It wants that all the legislations should be thoroughly discussed, and these bills needs to be get passed. We'll have to see what is going to happen. Today, a meeting has also been called in. There of opposition leaders. They are going to strategize as to what will be their future course of strategy.
I'm going to thank you for the moment for getting us those details, Piyush Mishra, with a detailed report on what really has been happening inside Parliament and the manner in which the House is not being, in fact, allowed to function. Also, including the kind of mockery that was made yesterday of a constitutional authority, that of the chairperson of Rajya Sabha. Amid the din of the uproar over the suspension of 141 opposition MPs from Parliament, it's a video of suspended MP Kalyan Banerjee of the Trinamool Congress mimicking the Rajya Sabha chairperson that has caused quite the stir. Not just that, but Rahul Gandhi was seen gleefully recording the skit. The BJP has come out all guns, claiming that they in fact saying that there should be an apology from both the MPs. Here's a report on the showdown that has just only escalated now.
This video of suspended MPs having a big laugh outside Parliament while cheering the mocking mimicry of the Rajya Sabha chairperson hasn't just gone viral. It has now given the BJP a clear weapon to paint the opposition as unserious and disrespectful of the August House. Minutes after the India Alliance grabbed headlines following its big Tuesday meet in Delhi, the BJP began a high-profile attack on the suspended MPs. It began with Union Minister and Amethi MP Smriti Irani, who tweeted an offensive directed at Rahul Gandhi's Mohabbat Ki Dukaan claim. Then came Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, calling the viral episode shameful. The escalation on social media comes in a wake of a steady backlash on the ground.
ये जो कर रहे हैं, ऐसे जो मार फोटो ला रहा है, ये तो मैं पूरा खंडन करता हूँ, पूरा सदन इसको खंडन करता है सर। तो और मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ, जो ऐसे फोटो लाया है, उन लोगों से कार्रवाई होना चाहिए सर।
The bullets from BJP biggies paled, however, in the shadow of a rare stinging attack from Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself, where he declared that the seats emptied by the suspended MPs would be filled by the BJP candidates in 2024 elections. The episode had triggered mixed reactions on social media, with many hailing the MPs for managing to draw national attention to the parliament crisis, while others have said that the MPs have dropped the ball and lost the war of narratives by laughing and jeering over a serious issue. Some even drew parallels with Rahul Gandhi's famous hug-wink stunt in 2018, where his surprise narrative capturing hug for Modi was quickly ruined by a playful wink, displaying to many a casual disregard for the grave matters of Parliament. But one thing is for sure, this video will echo far along the road to 2024. Bureau Report, India Today.